Hi, it's Miss Shelley, and I'm going to be reading your bedtime story for the month of November. This story, it's called God Speaks to Samuel, and it's coming from 1 Samuel, the 3rd chapter. This is Samuel. Samuel was the son of Hannah. Hannah prayed for God to give her a son, and he did. So Hannah gave Samuel back to God, and Samuel grew up in the house of God. As Samuel grew up, he learned how to serve God from Eli the priest. There's Hannah, there's Eli, and there is Samuel. Even though Samuel lived in the house of God, he did not know what God's voice sounded like. In those days, God didn't give many messages to his people. Then one night, after Eli and Samuel had gone to bed, God suddenly called out to Samuel. Samuel got up and ran to Eli and said, "Here I am. Did you call me?" Eli said, "I didn't call you. Go back to bed and lay down." So Samuel did. Then God called out again to Samuel. And again Samuel got up and ran to Eli saying, "Here I am. Did you call me?" Eli said, "I didn't call you, so go back and lay down." So Samuel did. God called Samuel for a third time, and Samuel went to Eli yet again. This time, Eli realized that God was trying to speak to Samuel. So Eli told Samuel to say, "Speak, Lord, I'm listening." Samuel went back and lay down. God came and called as before, "Samuel, Samuel." And Samuel said, "Speak, I'm listening." God told Samuel many things about what would happen to Israel. As Samuel grew up, God was with him, and everything God spoke through Samuel came true. Samuel was seen as a great prophet of God because he listened when God spoke to him and told the people what God wanted them to hear. Let me go back and show you some of these pictures. I showed you a picture of Hannah and Samuel and Eli, but let me show you the pictures of him. He's in the bed sleeping. Remember in the story that God was calling Samuel, and he said, "Samuel, Samuel." And Samuel thought that Eli was calling for him. So he got up out of the bed and he went to Eli and asked, "Did you call me?" Eli said, "No, it wasn't me." He said, "Go back to bed." And then God called Samuel again. He said, "Samuel, Samuel." And Samuel went right back to Eli and said, "Did you call me?" Eli said, "No, it wasn't me." Then the third time, Samuel heard the voice again, and he went to Eli. And this time, Eli realized, oh, it's God speaking. So he told Samuel, "When you hear the voice call your name, say, 'Here I am listening.'" And that's what he did. When God called him the third time, Samuel said, "Here I am listening." And because of what he did when he was a little boy and he obeyed God's voice, when he grew up, God gave him messages and he was able to tell the people all that God has for him to do. Because what he had planned for Samuel is going to be a big task for him to follow. But God was with him, and Samuel listens to God's voice. That's today's bedtime story. We'll continue with the story about Samuel next week. So, before you go to bed, make sure you say your prayers. Say goodnight to everybody in the household. And I'll see you next time at the bedtime story. Bye.